Hey, what's going on, guys? This was a really productive week of training, and that's not something that I have been able to say very often in the last 2 months. But I feel like the switch was flipped. I'm not feeling sorry for myself with my lateral hip issue anymore. I'm just working around it. First clip was a banded block deadlift there. Then we had some chain squats, high reps on that. The hip just can't tolerate anything super heavy in a deep squat position, but it can tolerate damn near everything else. So I'm trying to maximize everything else, okay? We're working on these tricep extensions, accessories. Big deal, bigger deal than it's ever been to me in the past. Tracking progression, going up. With the hopes of obviously building muscle that will lead to more strength in the big compounds. Still trying to smoke these sprints. Still some form issues. Working with my very good friend Spencer Graziano, with some form stuff. I am not a sprinter, never have been. I just run for rugby, but the mechanics of sprinting, the nuts and bolts, I think learning about it has been a lot of fun for me, Here's some strict press, some overhead barbell strict press. Got a single at 185 there. Then we did some drop set volume with, what would that be, 135, 155. I did a couple other drop sets with lighter weights, which aren't taped. Easy bar curls here. Got a single, quote-unquote PR for what that's worth with the 45 and the 10 on each side of the easy bar. Then set a rep PR with the 45s. It's anything but strict curls, so these are the most non-strict curls that you'll ever see. I don't know, I guess it's just my instinct to try to maximize momentum, maximize, all of my body, but you know what I mean, using the movement for bicep growth. I do think there's some value in it. Outside of that as well, when you get super heavy on these cheating style of curls and stuff, I think there's value. This was an epic AMRAP deadlift set. I got more hyped up for this than I do some of my 1-rep maxes. I think mentally for me right now, just being able to sell the F out and send it on something that I'm not really worried about, like re-injuring that damn hip on, is super important to me. And this definitely checks that box, right? So obviously it's not the same as loading, big poundages and moving that. But I'm getting a lot of other benefit out of the AMRAP as well. I'm getting power in a fatigue state. I'm getting just, the mental grind of wanting to quit and not quitting. So there's a lot of like carryover stuff to when you're gassed out in a game of rugby, you know what I mean? I honestly was so exhausted after that. These pull-ups were just fluff work. I don't know if you see me fiddling with my feet. My feet were cramping. I was so amped up, after that set. It was crazy, and I felt so good afterwards too, like I accomplished something. This is some reverse band incline press there. That was 295 with the reverse bands. I did straight weight back offs. I have a very intricate incline setup right now, 3 days a week, in hopes of getting that 300-pound straight weight incline. I moved on to some banded push press, which is very unique. I'm going to be progressing that. The second rep with 185 there buried me. See me, I got a little bit upset by that. You really got to send it with this when those bands are on there, because if it doesn't have good upwards momentum, right, you're not locking that SOB out. More of the skull crushers here. I believe these were 45s. I think I'm getting up to about the upper limit with that movement, so I'm going to move on and then revisit it down the line. Felt a little bit pressure in the elbows. Here's some rhythmic split jumps, again, out of my wheelhouse. You guys have seen me do damn near every other kind of jump you can think of. But these rhythmic kind of split jumps, holding the dumbbells, a little out of my wheelhouse. So trying to challenge myself. Straight weight block cleans here. Did feel the hip on this one with the 245. Not terrible, but I was very, very happy with that rep, right? Because my all-time power clean PR off the floor is 255. That 245 felt like a missile off blocks. This set with the bands, I did 25 reps on for squats. So it's just a one hitter quitter on this. I'm going to keep the blue bands on there. You guys had seen me using the chains before, but I'm going to use these bands and progress. You can see a small little hip shift going on there. It's just simply not heavy enough for it to be doing that much damage to the hip. And if I focus on a slow eccentric and really a slow concentric, the hip seems to be fine. So we're treating that kind of in a PT-esque therapeutic sense. Obviously, you guys know I'd be loving to throw 3 plates straight weight on there and just let it rip, but that is not in the cards for the hip right now. And we want to stay training hard, not stupid, but smart. We got some incline bench curls there, got some delicious food. That's kind of how I eat, lots of protein. This is day 2 of 3 of the incline presses. I told you it's a pretty intricate setup. So day 1 is going to be the reverse bands. Day 2 is going to be the pin presses with bands. Top set, drop set on that. Moved on to something new I'm going to throw in. Watching all these guys do all this Zercher stuff. I got to do something with it. I have no choice, really. So I did what I can do. I turn damn near everything into a squat movement if I'm able to. So that's what you'll see here is me just basically trying to use quadriceps and knee extension to get the job done, which I don't really care. I'm just using that movement as a supplementary lower body movement right now. I'm going to progress it. It's fun, and I see some good value to it. So this was from today. This is some barbell complex action. It was a power clean, a hang clean, and then 2 strict-ish presses. I did a ton of rep work with the easy bar and easy bar curls. I did sets of, I believe, 12 with the 35 on each side, and I think I did 5 sets of that. You know, I haven't been measuring the arms, but to me in the videos, it looks like the biceps are growing a little. You know, maybe it's in my head. I don't know, but I'm definitely hammering them harder than I ever have before. We got our good old neck harness extensions here. Nothing new on that. You guys know the how and the why behind that. I got forearm curls, doing my due diligence, talking with my good friend Jeremy on the importance of forearm work. So trying to include that as well. Something you never, ever would have seen from me or been prioritized. We got field work. We got some hill side shuffles here, some explosive intent on those. I like this get up to broad jumps up the hill. Pretty cool. And then we got some good old hill sprints there. Just trying to really be as violent and aggressive as possible. But excited about this new week of training, guys. Thanks for listening to me jibber jabber. And as always, thank you for watching.